Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to have a chat about what it's like to have a Thai girlfriend. While we have a little look, and I'll show you around the big Buddha, the top of Buddha Hill. I'm sure a lot of you newbies have never seen this. If you night clubbing and everything and going to bars and getting up late, so let's have a look at it. It's beautiful. And I've also thrown a story in at the end, so we'll have a look at this while we have a chat. Okay, so today the chat is about the differences really between having a Thai girlfriend and one from your own country. Now these differences apply whether you're here on holiday or you're an expat living here. It doesn't make a lot of difference. Differences are the same with the girls. So let's start with maybe a typical day from the beginning. Now some of you guys, for example, would like to get up and hit the gym in the morning on a typical day, or do some morning exercise like some light jogging or something for 30 minutes or something like that, just to get your day started. You know, a lot of guys I know do that. Now if you suggested doing that to a girl from your own country, she may be happy to join you and you go exercise together. However, it's highly unlikely that a Thai girl would even want to wake up in the morning, never mind go to the gym with you. And if you pushed her to go, you wouldn't enjoy it. Better to go on your own and leave her to sleep. Thai girls generally don't like waking up in the morning. If they're not in regular work or have a day off, the thing they want to do most is relax. If you want to get up and go somewhere in the morning to do something, you're going to meet resistance. It's probably better not to try and just go on your own. Same with the morning theme. You probably like to have some breakfast, like some cereal or scrambled eggs or something quite mild without a strong taste. But I've known Thai girls to eat a crazy hot chili somtam salad for the first meal of the day, in order to wake themselves up in the morning. Thais don't really have different meals for different times of the day, like breakfast or lunch or dinner like we do in the West. Thais eat whatever they fancy at any time of the day. Many times I've taken a girl for breakfast, and while I have a full English, they'll have a spicy pat kapow dish or a spicy som tam for breakfast. Also, Thais don't eat at meal times like breakfast and lunch and dinner. They eat whenever they're hungry, sometimes 5 times a day. Sometimes it's referred to as grazing, and it can be a little food every hour or hour and a half or two, because they can afford it now. They're making very good money. Possibly why some of them are putting on so much weight compared to a few years ago, you know. Now to move on in this typical day, just say midday or noon, you may want to go somewhere like the mall or the beach, and you ask her what she wants to do. Guess what the answer is going to be? Yes, up to you, which is totally unhelpful. And try as you might, you cannot get her to answer the question properly. And the reason is she won't make a suggestion is because if she does, and for any reason it turns out to be a poor decision, she feels like she would lose face. Now we've discussed this before in previous videos. To lose face is one of the worst things that can happen to a Thai socially. Now, once a decision has been made to say go to the beach, then she will spend all of her time avoiding the sun. She'll wear long sleeves and a hat and stay under the umbrella. and won't go in the sea and won't wear a swimsuit in case she gets pudam or suntanned. That's the last thing she wants. Her idea of a good time going to the beach doesn't involve sand or sea. It's only going to the beach to sit in a restaurant by the beach in the shade, eating a spicy somtam salad and drinking a cold beer with half of the glass full of ice. Yes, they love ice in their beer, and plenty of it. And that's what a Thai girl wants when she says she wants to go to the beach. Now, those guys who have been here before will know exactly what I mean when I talk about the next subject, which is long hair. Thai girls' long hair. All the Thai girls I've come across seem to shed hair like a golden retriever. It gets everywhere, all over the floor, on the sofa, and of course in the bed. Now this can become a problem if you're a butterfly, as girls these days have a multitude of different hair colours and lengths, black, blonde, red, green, specific to a particular girl, which may not be your girlfriend. I know one guy who spends half an hour regularly just cleaning up hair, nothing else, especially from the bedroom. Another thing which you need to get used to is Thai time. If you've ever made an arrangement to meet your girl, inevitably she will be late. And I'm talking about not 10 minutes, I'm talking about 1 hour or more. Thais have no concept of time. It's just their culture. Thais see nothing wrong with being an hour late for a meeting. Just before we get into the story, guys, if you like the videos but you don't like adverts, click onto Patreon, because all of those are on Patreon. Every video I do, plus all the uncut ones, are all on Patreon but with no adverts at all. And also, please don't forget to share with your friends. If you haven't subscribed, if you've subscribed, thank you. If you haven't, please do so. Okay guys, let's get on with the story. So this is an Australian guy that I know. He'd gone through a divorce in Sydney, and he came to town on holiday and discovered its attractions for the first time. He was in his 50s and well off. He owned 2 houses, and after only 3 trips to Pattaya, he decided to retire here. So he came and he rented a condo for 6 months, on a 6 month renewable, and thought that he could find himself a new wife in Thailand. That's how naive he was. After a short while, he found himself a live-in girlfriend. She was about 30 and quite attractive, better looking than any girl he'd ever had in Sydney. After a few months together, she kept asking him what Australia was like. She was curious, so he decided to take her there and take her back and show her Sydney. Now, one of his 2 houses was rented out, but the other one, the tenant had recently left. That was why he decided to go back at that time, so that he could stay there and didn't have to get a hotel. So they stayed in Sydney for a month, and he showed around everywhere. And the girl then suggested that if he intended to stay and retire in Thailand, why didn't he sell the vacant house and buy a house in Thailand, so saving on the rent of the condo? And he decided that was probably a good idea and put the house up for sale. And then the 2 of them went back to his rented condo in Pattaya. Because his house in Australia was very nice, it only took a few weeks before it was sold, and the money was transferred to Thailand, to his account in Thailand. And the girl was very excited, and they started looking outside Pattaya at houses that were for sale, what they could buy. That was when he discovered that a foreigner can't actually own land or a house in Thailand. And he mentioned this to his girlfriend, and she said, "Darling, we will live together forever. It doesn't matter. We can buy it together." Anyway, the guy decided to be prudent, and he went and saw a British lawyer in Pattaya. And the lawyer explained to him about the land laws in Thailand, and that any land or house must be 51% owned by a Thai, and in a Thai national's name. The only property which a foreigner can own or be in his name is a condo. Now then, just by luck, by chance, the owner of the condo which the guy was renting also wanted to sell it. And he knew that he and his girlfriend both liked this condo that they were in very much. So he thought he would give her a nice surprise and buy it for them without telling her. So he did. When the deal was done, the guy was in the kitchen. He was really excited to tell his girlfriend that he'd actually bought the condo that they were in and they liked. And he said, "I've got some really good news for you." And he showed her the contract, the sale contract, and told her he had bought the lease on the condo, so they didn't need to buy a house. Then he turned to make a sandwich, and he was struck violently on the back of the head with a heavy coffee percolator, and he woke up in hospital. And after 2 days in the hospital, the girl never came to see him. And then when he went back to the condo, the girl and all her stuff was gone, and he never heard from her again. I wonder why. This is Thailand. Thanks for watching, guys.